Welcome to Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
And good evening, everybody. Coming to you from the Bob Eastman Ball Field here just outside of Gallipolis on Centenary Road here tonight for the Gallia Academy Blue Devils and the Ironton Fighting Tigers, a big Ohio Valley Conference matchup here this evening. This is all brought to you in part by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. We'll get to our other sponsors here in just a little bit as well. This is Hayden Milligan filling in this evening. Glad you all could join us here on this sunny, relatively calm day when it comes to the breeze. And joining me here, making his broadcasting debut this evening, getting his first crack behind the microphone, the one, the only, Chris Delaney. First and foremost, Chris, how does it feel? You're finally behind the microphone here.
It's strange, to be honest with you. I've never took myself as a radio guy, a streamer or anything like that, so just the opportunity, something different I never tried before. So we'll give it a shot. It may be horrible, maybe a great time. We'll just play it by ear. So thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, and I'm glad you decided to help tag along this evening because this right here is a big one in the OVC. You take a look at it, and we were talking a little bit about Ironton's pitching, which we've heard a little bit about, and we're going to actually see that in action this evening. We're yet to get the starting lineups. We're hoping to get those soon. But talking about the Fighting Tigers, undefeated not only in the Ohio Valley Conference, but overall around the board. Last I checked, Ironton was undefeated. Now, talking about this, of course, Chris, you and I were talking a bit about this before the broadcast, but it doesn't seem, well, let me put it this way. It seems like in virtually almost any capacity, Ironton is almost one of the measuring sticks in terms of athletics.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit. There's teams around here that you said measuring stick's a good term because no matter what sport you're playing, the Irontons and the Wheelersburg, when you play those guys and girls, that's how you know, hey, listen, we're legit. If we're rolling with them, unless if you think you're hot stuff and they run you out of the building, then you know you got some stuff to work on. But this would be a good test for Gallia Academy tonight. Like you said, Ironton's undefeated in the conference, and we got one last night against Chesapeake. So hopefully we can get two in a row, and as my friend Steve Kinney said earlier today, we're going to shock the OVC, and hopefully we can get rolling just the right time this season. So. And
we're going to have the starters here later for the Gallia Academy Blue Devils, but of course you were telling us a little bit about what to expect on the mound here this evening, pitching-wise. Of course, Gallia Academy's tried a few different pitchers throughout the season, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, they're a really young team. They've got a couple of seniors, and Tyler Young and Matthew Foster. Everything else is sophomores and juniors out here, and thanks, Wayne. Appreciate that. And so Heath Champlin, I'm fairly certain, is on the mound tonight, number 41. A sophomore. He's not going to blow anybody away, but he's going to put the ball where guys are having trouble seeing it, having trouble hitting it. Gets a lot of ground balls and works on getting a lot of guys out. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. So usually everything that they get from Heath, they're going to have to earn. Like I said, he's not going to blow anybody away, but he'll throw strikes, and his control has always been one of his pluses, and the longevity, how long he can throw, I think will be a big question. If Ironton's out there hitting it all over the place, they might have to make a change. But Heath should be pretty good to go for at least 4 or 5 innings. You hope every day you get 4 or 5 out of your starter. So
now, of course, there are 2 seniors on the Gallia Academy lineup this evening.
Yeah, that's Tyler Young. He's usually he'll be playing in right field. Matthew Foster should be in center field. Tyler's usually leading off, but without the lineup, I'm not sure. And Matthew usually about 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around in there. So those guys, when they get going, we've had some struggles early this season, but once they get going, those 2 guys will be able to get us dialed in, and we'll start rolling. So, but like I said, those guys are in the outfield. Tyler will, they call him Yod. He'll DH sometimes. He can play third. He can also pitch. He's one of those guys you can just say, hey, go over here and play, and he can probably do it for you. So.
And also just overall, now we were talking about this, what was it, 6 out of the 8 games that Gallia Academy played, they had the lead at one point but could not hold?
Yeah, 7 out of 9.
7-9, okay.
They've had the lead, and 6 of those they lost. Of course, they had the lead last night against Chesapeake and didn't give it up. But the other 6 games they were up at least 1 or 2 runs on. They were up 1, I think, or 2 on Minford, and they ended up losing that one. They were up 3 on Warren. They got beat there. Adena, they were up by 2 against Adena, and off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I have to go back and look. But, yeah, the problem we've got is we'll get in big spots, and, one of the big things we always try to do is say avoid the beginning, and we give up that beginning, and unfortunately we give it up and we can't get back in the game. So we'll just try and work on eliminating that today.
So with that being said, the reason I brought up that statistic, you were talking a little bit about that, but just in a little more detail, you getting into this, what's it really going to take Gallia Academy tonight? We're talking tough pitching, tough defense here for Ironton, and just some other things to look out for, and overall just all around the board a very, very talented ball club in Ironton.
Right.
So for Gallia Academy, what do you think the big keys are this evening?
Well, they're just going to have to mistake-free baseball. When we get guys in scoring position, we got to get them in and we get them on. We got to eliminate our mistakes. Big problem is if we get two guys out, and well, no big deal if the next guy boots the ball on, we got a guy on first. Well, before you know it, he's stolen, he's on third, and then they get a ground ball through the infield and they score a run. So we have to eliminate all the mistakes, the minor mistakes, clean things up, put the ball in play, catch fly balls, catch pop-ups, and just make the routine plays. And they can play with and beat anybody on their schedule when we do the things right.
So overall here, we've been hanging out, and we're talking about these hot dogs over here from the concession stand. And, of course, you had heard it through the grapevine, so I had to try it firsthand, this hot dog sauce that we have. And, boy, you weren't kidding when you said it had a kick to it.
Yeah, Jerry's been making hot dog sauce. That's one thing. If you're from Gallia Academy or you've been to a Gallia Academy game, if you've had that hot dog sauce, people just go bonkers for it. They want to buy it by the gallon. But yes, it's got a little more kick than I like, and like you said, you like. But it's good stuff. So.
And again, we'd like to thank our sponsor here, Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, for bringing you this pregame coverage this evening. And you can see, of course, Ironton out there warming up. They've taken the infield, so it won't be too long now before the start of this one between the Fighting Tigers and the Blue Devils. And so we're going to get our first look here, at least mine, in person of Ironton so far this season. Can't wait to get a look at them. And got to see Gallia Academy a couple times, talking about the Gallia Academy game against Adena. And we'll see how Gallia does here, trying something here on the mound tonight. And that's one thing, of course, we were talking about keys to the game. And that's another one I think when it comes defensively for Gallia Academy, a big one for them is going to be pitching tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. With a team like Ironton, their football players play other sports too, and Ironton's got strength. Their kids are big. You can look; they got big legs and big shoulders, and these guys all lift weights all year long. So the thing is that there's going to be more than 2 or 3 of them that can tattoo the baseball. So the big thing is, like we touched on earlier with Heath on the mound, is to locate. When you start leaving that ball high, these guys are going to get under it, and those line drives are going to start sailing over the fence, and that's what we have to avoid. So we want to keep the ball down with these guys that can hit the ball all over the place. So that'll be the main thing for us.
And just a few moments here from the start of this one between Gallia Academy and Ironton. The officials have made it in. And another person wanted to shout out, got someone out there taking pictures.
Oh, Robin Myers. Yeah, she's been taking pictures all season long so far when she's not working in the emergency room down at Cabell Huntington. She's out here taking great pictures for everybody. So if you know Robin, or if you don't, if you want to see some great pictures, add her on Facebook. She loves when people add her on Facebook and share her pictures.
She just loves it, and she's a volunteer. How about that?
Yes, sir. She does it all for free because out of the kindness of her heart.
Out of the kindness of her heart, huh? And, well, overall, talking about this here this evening, talking about Maddox Delaney, your son, but also you've coached a lot of different players here for Gallia Academy throughout the years.
Yeah, earlier we spoke, and aside from Tyler and Matthew, I've coached every one of these kids on this varsity team since they were probably 5 or 6 years old, on and off. So, yeah, it's hard to be away from it because, now I'm just the dad. I don't get to be the coach anymore, so it's a little frustrating, but it's also a lot of fun to be able to come and watch. So
in your head sometimes it's probably like you're standing in the dugout shouting out marching orders.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure there's been a few times where you just wanted to go out there. But, but of course, that would be quite the transition, wouldn't it? Going from coach to parent with no coaching responsibilities out on there. I mean, maybe at home.
Yeah, well, he listens better on the field than he does at home. So,
well, whatever the coach is doing, it must be working.
Well, I can only take credit for a little bit. There was some great guys that coached with me for more than a few years that their boys are playing, and so we usually sit over there and complain about the things we did wrong with them and why we can't do things right now. So.
And we've also got some softball going on next door to us. They were over there warming up and trying to maybe get some score updates because it looks like they're going to be playing tonight as well. Yep. See if I can't happen to get some scores from that one. But overall, a very busy evening tonight at the Gallia Academy Athletic Complex. And glad everybody could join in. Got the live chat as well here in Total Media Sports. Try to take a look at that sometimes. I do. And you never know. Of course, we get a lot of Gallia Academy fans come out for these. And again, I think this is thanks in part to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, our title sponsor this evening, and we cannot thank them enough because without them and without our other sponsors, these broadcasts for Gallia Academy sports and baseball in particular would not be possible. So if you're looking for a new vehicle, you're looking to get back into the market, Braden CDJR, located on Upper River Road in Gallipolis, is the place to go. And while Ironton and Gallia Academy continue to warm up, what we're going to do here and for just a moment is take a quick break, and we'll be back with more pregame coverage on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallipolis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallipolis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallipolis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
Back here at Gallia Academy and the Bob Eastman Field, Hayden Milliken and Chris Delaney will be back with us here in just a moment. Chris currently is helping get the starting lineups for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. And also when he gets back, we'll go through the starting lineups as well for Gallia Academy. And working on some things here just a little bit. And again, waiting for him to come back. So again, thank you to our sponsors. That would be Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, our title sponsor. Also, we've got HT Marketing, Ohio Valley Bank, and Athens Sports Cycles. Talking about the Pure Rock Radio Network and the other stations, and also Athens Sports Cycles. Right now we got the cycle search going on. And of course there are 10 packets. One has already been discovered. But, of course, there's going to be different packets here over the next few weeks and trying to find different keys around the area. And if you find one of the key packets, of course, the clues will be played all over the radio, no matter where you are. And, of course, if you find the key, then you will go from there to Athens Sports Cycles in Athens, where, of course, the ultimate winner will be decided from there. But everybody will be going home, to my understanding, with something. And also, again, to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, looking for a new vehicle, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicle to be specific. Just go to Upper River Road in Gallipolis and check out their selection of new cars. Also, HT Marketing again, and for all your banking needs, be sure to check out Ohio Valley Bank. So it looks like Gallia Academy in their huddle right now, and they're going to be coming out in just a moment. Ironton has went to their dugout, so we're not far behind. And Chris Delaney is now coming back in, and Chris is going to walk back in over here. And were you able to get the Ironton lineups here? We'll see. I know we got Gallia's as well. We can get to that. But, Chris, either way, what were you able to get?
Well, I've got the lineup through Game Changer here. I don't have their exact positions. I've got names and numbers here, and we can fill those out as we go along. But right now, this is all I've got through Game Changer. So
this is for Ironton.
Yep.
So we've got Kearns, Roach, Baker, Ginger, Hughes, Kleinman, Freeman, Sutton, and Seitz. So these are the ones we have in a moment. Again, Kearns, Roach, Baker, Ginger, Hughes, Kleinman, Freeman, Sutton, and Seitz are the starters here. We're not fully sure yet on positions or so forth, but we do at least have the roster for tonight. And as for Gallia Academy, this is right up here. Here we go. So here's Gallia Academy. And now go ahead and give this one to us, Chris.
Okay, we're going to have Tyler Young, Beckett Camden, Logan Drummond, Jackson Myers, Maddox Delaney, Nathan Shockey, Heath Champlin, Reese Toller, and Matthew Foster in the lineup today.
So Matthew Foster going to end it. Now, who'd you say the leadoff was again? Young tonight.
Well, I'm not sure the exact lineup. But
okay, so that's not in order.
Yeah, it could be. It's probably not in order. This is just the starting lineup. So once we can dial it in a little bit better once we get rolling. So
right. So we'll get that as we go. Chris, be sure to point some of that out to me as we go here. But overall, we were talking just a little bit, and we're only moments away from the start of the national anthem. So you ready, Chris? Your first outing?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it may be torture for everybody watching and listening at home, and maybe it won't be so bad. We'll just go a day at a time, as they say, or a pitch at a time. So.
Well, you're killing it so far.
All right,
so
wonderful.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
Just got to keep going from here. Like I said, glad to have you as my co-pilot here this evening. And here we go with the national anthem. And there we have the national anthem. And Chris, now we are only just moments away for some high school baseball. It looks like the Ironton Fighting Tigers coming up here to bat. Chris, will you go ahead and pull that lineup back up here for me, just so we got everybody?
Sure thing. We've got leading off, looks like B. Kearns, number 8, leading off for
So Kearns leading off for the Tigers.
And let's see here.
All right, here we go. It looks like they're bringing over the official lineups.
Thanks, Coach.
And now we got the positions as well.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be for Gallia Academy. Leading off, playing right field for Gallia Academy is going to be Tyler Young. Batting second, playing shortstop, Beckett Camden. Playing first base and batting third will be Logan Drummond. In the 4-hole in left field, Jackson Myers. And playing third, batting fifth, Maddox Delaney. Playing second, number 11, batting sixth, Nathan Shockey. Like I said, number 41, Heath Champlin on the mound. And batting seventh, number 8-hole hitter is going to be Reese Toller, number 40. And Matthew Foster will be in center field, batting ninth.
So also then we got the designated hitters lined up here as well. So, yeah, it does look like Kearns will probably be starting it off here for Ironton. He was the first one up, and he's warming up at the moment. So as Kearns gets ready to bat, again, shocking. And Heath Champlin, as he was talking about a moment ago, at the mound for Gallia Academy. He's warming up. So about to have some high school baseball here on Total Media Sports.
I just got this coming in too. Looks like Kearns is going to be leading off playing shortstop, and there's an errant throw by number 22 Jackson Myers.
Thankfully, that one missed.
Yes, sir. We got this roof over our heads, and we're in good shape.
We have this roof. Unfortunately, we're not behind the net here tonight.
No, we got to be a little more on our toes with Jackson out there, Wild Thing in left field. So
we almost took a hit by pitch.
that's okay. Yeah, we wouldn't get first base. I'm out of eligibility, but might be a fun story to tell someday. So.
Well, are you sure they wouldn't let us take first? Not even just honorarily?
We could. I'm sure we can pull some strings and get some stuff done. You're the radio guy.
You're the radio guy. I'm the radio guy, but you know what you are? Well, you're a former coach.
I'm just the guy.
Surely you know someone over there.
Yeah. So
all you got to do is pull some strings over here.
We'll try. If you want to get out there, I'm sure I can get enough strings pulled. You can throw out the first pitch if you want.
Ooh, the ceremonial opening pitch.
That's right. So
I'm gonna have to hold you to that one. We'll see if he can make that one happen. Getting ready here. Of course, Toller, a catcher.
Reese is a sophomore, number 40. He shares duty usually with Logan Kinney, number 37. Logan played back there yesterday. So sometimes Coach Camden likes to switch up his pitchers and catchers. Some catchers work better with other pitchers and vice versa. So that's one of the good things when you got a couple catchers you can use, and that's what Coach Camden likes to do.
And here we go, getting ready to start, and Heath Champlin's first offering is going to be grounded towards third base, going to try to make the play over to first, and they get it just in time for out number one. Good hustle right there to start.
Yeah, that's a nice play. He threw it across. Kid Kearns turned on it there, hit a nice rocket down to third base, and Delaney made a nice play, buried the ball, bobbled it a little bit, held in front of him, made a good throw over there first base. So one pitch, one out. You can't get much more efficient than that.
No, sir. Go ahead and tell us who's coming up next for Ironton here.
This is number 4, Roach, playing left field.
Left fielder Roach, and this one is going to be a little low, called ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to count here by Heath Champlin to Roach. Comes the next pitch, and this one's going to be popped back and fouled. 1-1. Got a little bit of that one, just not enough. Foul ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, foul balls here, it seems like they're magnetized towards that creek back there, so I'd hate to think what Gallia Academy's baseball budget is here.
Hopefully guys don't clog up the creek. And here's the pitch coming, and that one's going to be a little high. Had to duck away from that one, and called ball. 2-1. Roach at the plate for Ironton. Here comes the pitch, and this is going to be fouled back. 2-2. Another foul ball. And, of course, over there, unlike us, think about the net over there.
Yes, sir. That net, it's pretty handy to have. Sometimes catches you off guard and you duck even though the ball's not going to hurt you. But, yeah, it's nice to have. You see a lot more schools going to that netting instead of the chain link fence back there.
2-2 pitch coming, and this one's going to hit the dirt. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch tried a little something there, just got a little too low, and the full count pitch coming here from Heath Champlin. And here it is, and this one is going to be popped back into center field, and it's going to be caught for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Ironton.
Yes, sir. That's what we like. Nice play there by Matthew Foster. Came in. That's kind of a soft liner, and those trick you sometimes because they come off the bat a lot hotter, but Matthew is able to adjust and make a nice play on there. That'll bring up Baker, number 24, the pitcher. Baker
coming up to pitch for Ironton with 2 outs already here for the Tigers. 0-0 the score in the top of the first inning, and nobody on base for Ironton. And a high pitch going to be called ball 1. Couple air pitches here, but
well, you don't want to throw everything across the plate because then they'll start eating you alive.
And there's a foul ball. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Champlin's 1-1 pitch getting ready to come in here. And this is going to be right down the middle. It's going to be hit. Going to try to make the play over to first base for out number 3. Yes, sir, they got it. 3 up, 3 down here for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. And as we get ready to head here to the bottom of the first inning with the Gallia Academy Blue Devils coming up to bat, score is Ironton 0, Gallia Academy 0. We'll be back in just a minute here on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
And back here at Gallia Academy at the Bob with the Ironton Tigers down after 3 outs. And Gallia Academy getting ready to come up to bat. Tyler Young will be the leadoff hitter this evening for Gallia Academy. So overall, Chris, what did you see in that inning? Of course, 3 up, 3 down for Ironton, and quite a few plays made on base.
Well, that's exactly what you want. Like we talked about earlier, you don't want to throw a lot of pitches. You want to be really efficient. We got leadoff ground ball and a fly ball and a ground ball. So there's really not a whole lot more you can ask for from Heath Champlin in that first inning. Same thing with the defense. They hung in there, made 3 nice plays, and now we just have to go out and hopefully we can put the ball in play, get some guys on base, get some runs across the board.
Overall, good start defensively here for Gallia Academy. And so see, while we're getting a moment here, Chris, see if you can figure out who's who out there for Ironton. You got the roster for the Fighting Tigers. Again, Tyler Young is going to be the leadoff hitter this evening. At the mound is number 24 for Ironton, by the way.
Yeah, that's Baker.
So Baker, yeah, he just batted a moment ago too, and now he's going to be up at the mound pitching.
Now I'm not sure who's playing first, but the catcher is going to be Sutton, number 42. Playing first base, I'm guessing it's probably Hughes, it's number 15, but looks like there's some confusion there on the scorecard. But then number 11, Freeman's playing second, and Kern's the leadoff guy's playing short. Over at third base is Kleinman, and then in left field we've got Roach, center field is Ginger, and right field is Seitz.
And this one's going to be fouled back by Tyler Young. 0-1 the count after the first pitch there by Baker.
Yeah, Tyler's one of those guys, he's going to see a lot of pitches. He'll sit in there and see tons and tons of pitches, and sometimes it's detrimental because he'll get 2 strikes on him, gets a little too comfortable, and he'll watch him go by. And
that one is going to be down the middle, called strike.
But he's the kind of kid that when he gets into one, it'll land up on that hill by those deer.
Nice pitch there by Baker, 0-2 the count. Coming in here in a moment to Tyler Young. 2 quick strikes here, one off a foul ball. And that one going to be just a bit outside. Call ball 1. 1-2 the count, keeping the at-bat alive for a moment. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Young, and there's going to be strike 3. First out for the Blue Devils, couldn't quite get it. And coming up next is going to be Beckett Camden batting for Gallia Academy. So Young down, and now, Chris, right to Beckett Camden, the second batter on the lineup for Gallia Academy.
Yeah, Beckett's a junior, plays shortstop, pretty good base stealer when he gets out there. He's pretty fast. He's lightning on the path. He's one of those kids that you can put him anywhere, bat him anywhere. He can do whatever you need him to. It's nice to have a bunch of kids like that. So.
And Baker's first offering to Camden is going to be low, pops up, errant pitch. 1-0 the count, a little bit on the wild side there, and a little bit might be a little generous. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count to Beckett Camden. Baker again at the mound for the Fighting Tigers. 0-0 the score, bottom of the first, no one on base. And here's the pitch to Camden, and that's going to be out. So 2 balls in a row here. Well, 1 ball, 1 strike, excuse me. It was 2-0. And here's a pitch to Camden, and that one is going to be called strike 1. One thing you're going to learn about me, Chris, hanging out with me, my memory is not the greatest in the world.
Well, that's okay. Maybe we can put ours together and come up with a decent one.
We can come up with at least enough to remember 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a ground ball all the way towards second base. Play is going to be made over to first, and I don't think they got it in time. He's safe.
No, they did not. Beckett beat that one down, and it got caught behind the mound there in that taller grass and kind of died. And that shortstop was expecting to come to him. He didn't quite get up in time to make the play.
Camden gets a base hit, and the first hit of the game for either side, and it comes from Gallia Academy, as now Logan Drummond, number 9, coming up for Gallia. Again, 1 on base now in the bottom of the first.
This is a spot where Coach Camden likes to bunt.
Oh, I'm trying to make a play over there. Thinking about it for a second, it looks like. Maybe trying to throw him off guard, perhaps. Quickly tagged back over to first safely. First offering coming here to Logan Drummond, and it is going to be called strike 1. Goes in down the middle, 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike. See a couple things I like out of Baker, this pitcher here for Ironton. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's fouled back. Quickly 0-2.
Yeah, he throws pretty hard. I wouldn't even begin to guess a number on him, but so far he's throwing pretty hard. He's got a little breaking ball here that's messing up our timing a little bit, but he's got a catcher back that frames pretty good too, so he's helping him out.
Only 1 out here, so a little bit of breathing room for Gallia Academy. 0-2 the count, and again, thinking about it maybe over there, Camden gets back safely to first. So here comes the 0-2 pitch from Baker, and this one is going to be high up, and looks like it's going to be in left field, and it's going to be caught for out number 2. Another one there, had a little bit of air and some hang time on it. However, it was reeled in, as it looks like we should have Myers coming up to bat next, according to my roster here. So it should be Jackson Myers, but of course the number a little different over here.
Yeah, that's Jackson Myers, number 22.
Of course, originally when they gave it to us, he was number 7 this evening, but he is number 22 tonight. So Myers is batting. 2 outs here for Gallia Academy. However, a base hit. So here comes Baker's pitch in a moment to Myers. And this one is going to be ball 1. Of course, from our angle, sometimes you're watching these pitches. Can't fully tell sometimes with the way the pitch goes if it's a ball or a strike, but thankfully that's what umpires exist for.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this side angle, it's pretty hard to tell the ins and outs, but the ups and downs is a little bit easier.
And here comes the 1-0 pitch, and this is going to be a line drive down the middle, has some air to it, and it is going to be caught for out number 3.
Yeah, that's a nice poke there. It's a pretty nice line drive by Jackson. The center fielder barely had to move, made a nice play on it.
However, the Gallia Academy Blue Devils do get the first hit of the contest here, so there was 1 hit, no runs, however. So as we head into the second inning with Ironton coming up to bat, the score remains Ironton nothing, Gallia Academy nothing. Keep it locked in here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in just a minute.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney back here with you as we get ready for the top of the second inning. Again, we'd like to thank Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, Athens Sports Cycles. We've also got Ohio Valley Bank with the Fighting Tigers coming up to bat. We'll get that in just a moment. Also, H-Team Marketing. So thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast and every Gallia Academy baseball and softball broadcast possible. Chris, over to you. Tell us about who's at the plate for Ironton.
This is number 16, Ginger. He's the center fielder.
Ginger stepping up, and here is the first pitch, and this one is going to be near the third baseline, and it is going to be a grounder, and he's going to make it quickly on the first base. So Ironton retaliating quickly with a hit of their own, one pitch, one hit, and already Ginger on first base for Ironton and making an immediate impact for the Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, that's one of those balls like we talked about earlier when they keep the ball down. That ball was up about letter high, and he smoked that ball to left field, so that's not how we want to start the inning.
And coming up next to bat for Ironton. And this one is going to be up towards center, and this one is going to be dropped as well for another base hit. So runners on first and runners on second.
That was Hughes, the DH. Sorry about that.
You're good. Designated hitter, and Hughes makes it to first. And we've also got Ginger on second base. So two big hits right out of the starting gate here for Ironton. No outs. And kind of a rough situation defensively if you're Gallia Academy right now. You got two on base, no outs.
Yeah, that's they hit those balls, couple well-hit balls there. Had a little hit and run on that first pitch of the at-bat for Hughes there. Coach Camden called a mound visit there. I think maybe there's some confusion between Champlin and Toller there, so we get that straightened out, and that'll bring up number 9, the third baseman, Kleinman.
Kleinman stepping up for Ironton. Again, no outs here with two Tigers on base. And Champlin here at the mound still for Gallia Academy. It's back in. There's a brief pause, and here is the first pitch down to him, and this one is going to be a little low, ball one. Couple low pitches, change up there, but it goes down into the dirt. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the second pitch, and it's going to be called in for strike one. One and one to count. Kleinman. And here's the pitch, and this one is going to be grounded, popped up. They're going to make the play to get the Tiger at third base. One Tiger is down. However, it does look like Kleinman is over at first. Yeah, so able to produce a big out there at third base.
Yeah, that's what you want. You get those ground balls. Hopefully you get a double play out of it. But another play there by Delaney, just smothered that one and tagged the runner out. Tried to make a play to first, but didn't quite have the time. That'll bring up the second baseman, Freeman.
Freeman up here with one Fighting Tiger down. We'll take it, though. Nice play at third base. And here's a pitch, and that one is going to be a swing and a miss. Put a lot of effort in on that swing,
yes,
too.
Yes, sir. That's what I was just thinking. That was a healthy cut.
0-1 the count. Here comes Champlin's pitch, and this one is going to hit the dirt. 1-1. One ball, one strike. One out here. Runners on first and second. A big out by Gallia Academy avoided a bases-loaded situation with the leading run making their way towards third. And there's going to be another called ball. 2-1 the count. A little bit outside there. Here comes Champlin's 2-1 pitch in just a moment. Looks over, and here we go. And this is going to be popped up just over the head of Champlin. Runners advancing to third and second, drops it, and now the bases are loaded for Ironton. Almost had a play at second base, just couldn't reel it in, Gallia Academy, Chris.
No, it was a dribbler up behind the mound. Nathan Shockey came over from second base to try and make a play, and looked like he made the play, and as he was stepping on second to turn the double play, I think the base umpire is going to say he bobbled that one and didn't establish control enough to get the out at second base. So.
And here comes Coach again to talk things over with the umpire, maybe about what we just saw a moment ago at second where he dropped it for a moment, but Not really sure what this conversation's all about. They're just regrouping, talking to the umpire for a moment. And whatever it was, problem quickly solved as coach is now making his way back over.
Well, that's problem solved if you're Iron. That's a good outcome for them. So we'll see. Hopefully Gallia Academy can get another ground ball and get a couple outs and get out of here.
With one out here for the Fighting Tigers, bases loaded for Ironton.
That's the catcher Sutton, number 42.
And Sutton at the plate. And a big at-bat if you're Ironton. This is going to be a ground ball, and this goes through the bag. And runners are going to advance home for Ironton. Here comes one, rounding third, headed home, slides in safely. 2-0 the score. Ironton takes a 2-run lead here after a big grounder there, and already up by 2 runs here in the second inning.
Yeah, that was a play. That's a pretty simple ground ball there. Probably should have had it at third base, but got under his glove. He didn't stay down on it, and I have to have a talk with him after the game about that one. So
that's going to be a fun talking to, isn't it?
Yeah, but we touched on that those are the mistakes that we can't make, and they put you in holes. So we gotta dig out of it now. That'll bring up number 5, Sights.
Sights coming up with 1 down for Ironton. 2 runs reeled in so far. Runners on second and third. And here's the pitch to Sights, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 the count here. No balls, 1 strike. The Sights, and look at that batting stance.
Yeah, he's pretty far apart there. Reminds you of little Jeff Bagwell, if there's any old school baseball fans or 90s, 2000s baseball fans. He was number 5 for the Astros, and this is number 5 for the Tigers, Mr. Sights here. So, yeah, he looks like he's got 1 foot in the front of the box and the other one in the back. So
0-2 the count here. No balls, 2 strikes after that foul ball a moment ago. That one going back. And the 0-2 pitch, and that drops just a little bit low, able to reel it in. But so 1-2 the count. That one coming close to the dirt, and last thing you would want right now is a wild pitch situation. A pass ball brought home, no.
Yes, sir. Especially here, there's about 30 feet back there between home plate and the backstop.
That's going to be called strike 3, and Sights is struck out. And Heath Champlin able to bring in a K for Gallia Academy.
Yeah, he fooled him there. That curveball, he was not ready for that. He was sitting fastball and didn't adjust, and Heath just spun that one in and caught him looking. So that's a big out right there.
So the lineup continues here for the Tigers, and looks like we're getting all the way over here.
That's going to be back to the top of the lineup to Kearns.
Quickly going through the rotation man as Ironton, but it helps when you're getting runners on base and runs brought in.
Yeah, that's one thing we talked about too. We talked about how they're going to hit the ball, and I think that was the first guy that hadn't put the ball in play. So, yeah, you're going to have to field the ball and get guys out against Ironton.
Of course, Kearns is 0 for 1, and this is going to be a little out. 1-0 the count. He got out last time, got a little bit of it, but it was brought in. It was an out at first base.
Yeah, he grounded a little 5-6, third to first, threw him out to lead off the game. So hopefully we can get another one of those here.
2 down for Ironton, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Rolls into the dirt and right into the catcher's glove.
Yeah, that's a nice block. Nice block there by Reese Toller. That's the kind of ball that you got to have. You got to be a brick wall back there, because if not, they're going to score another run right there for sure.
2 balls, no strikes to the initial leadoff hitter, Kearns. And the pitch coming from Champlin. And a few rough pitches here, so that's ball 3.
Yeah, he's falling behind. This is what you don't want to do. Like I said, you want to stay ahead of hitters and not throw a lot of pitches, because now he can sit and lick his chops waiting for a fastball.
With runners on second and third, one thing you can't give up is a walk.
That's right.
Brings up a bases-loaded situation potentially as Champlin's pitch coming. And this is going to be a walk. And Kearns is going to make it to first. And, well, if you're Gallia Academy, a nightmare situation, another bases-loaded situation for Ironton. Only 1 out, though, to retire the side.
Yeah, we got 2 down. Roach is back in the box. He flew out to center last time up. So hopefully, it's you don't like having the bases loaded, but right now you get a force out anywhere and get out of the inning. So
pressure is on, and the pitch coming to Roach is going to be called strike 1. Just gets inside there, 0-1 the count. Good pitch by Heath Champlin. 0-1 the count. Champlin's pitch, and this one's going to be popped up high. Catcher going to try to make a play on it, but it's going to be out of reach. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here. As Roach steps back in. 1 called a strike in the corner, and now a foul ball brings Roach here 0-2. As here comes Heath Champlin for his 0-2 pitch. And this one is going to be a grounder towards third base. And if they can make the play at first to retire the side note and it falls through, runners advance home. 1 is home, and here comes another, and it is now 4-0. Ironton takes the lead, and a miscue over at base, and something you definitely cannot have if you're Gallia Academy.
Yeah, that's one of those. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Ball's fielded cleanly there by Camden, and he looked to second. I don't know if Shockey wasn't quite there yet or if he was going to beat the throw, but he double clutched and went over to first and pulled Logan Drummond off the bag. He wasn't able to make the play, and those are the costly errors right there. Put yourself in a bigger hole.
So, again, now 4-0 in the top of the second inning. 2 runners coming in. And Baker stepping up here, the pitcher. So from one pitcher to another, here's Champlin's offering, and this is going to be an attempt here to steal. This one goes through the bag, and it looks like it can bring another run home. Go rounds third, and now 5-0 the score. That right there, another miscue. That one maybe a little more blatant what exactly happened there. Just couldn't reel it in there. That was just an unlucky bounce.
Yeah, Ironton had a first and third situation there, and he tried to throw behind a runner at first, and he got caught on the front edge of the lip there and kicked past the third baseman, and he scored. So
caught him with runners on the corners here, and again, 5-0 the score now. Ironton with an early and convincing lead here in the top of the second inning. And this is going to be a fly ball down the center, and that's going to bring yet another one home, 6-0. And Baker is going to get on first base. Yeah. And this inning continues for Ironton. 2 outs, but they're making the most of it here now with 6 runs brought in.
Yeah, this is one of those big innings. We said we want to avoid giving up those big innings. This is exactly what happens. That happens. The snowball starts, and before you know it, you can't get anybody out.
6-0 the score. Already here in the second inning, and this is going to be called strike 1.
Ginger
up here, and he got a hit last time he was up.
Yep, he hit the ball real hard. I think he led off the inning, didn't he? Led off
1 for 1, I believe he did.
Hard
1 for 1, and back up here again. And here's a pitch, and that's going to be a little high. An attempt to steal second, and he slides in. He's going to be out. Nice hustle player by the Gallia Academy Blue Devils to bring in out number 3, and a much-needed out if you're Gallia Academy.
Yep.
So as we head into the bottom of the second inning, the score is Ironton 6, Gallia Academy nothing. We'll be back here in just a minute on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallipolis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallipolis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallipolis forward.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
And that's right. Thank you to our title sponsor, Braden CDJR, located on Upper River Road in Gallipolis. A big inning there for the Fighting Tigers of Ironton, able to produce 6 runs and retaliating for that Gallia Academy hit tenfold here there, Chris.
Yeah, that was one of those. That's about worst case scenario when you're playing a team that's got a better record than you and you're struggling. You got to be able to make the routine plays, and we messed up on 2 or 3 there, and it cost us all 6 of those runs. So we just have to start chipping back 1 run at a time. There's no 6-run home run, so you just have to get everything you can as piecemeal as you can, and just starts with the leadoff base hit right here. So
now the ultimate test for you here, Chris, and let's see if you pass it with flying colors. See how partial you can stay for this at bat with Maddox Delaney coming up to bat for Gallia Academy.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch your kid come in the box. I'm a little bit harder on him than most of the other kids, but any dad that coaches will tell you that's how it is. You got to push him a little bit more. So.
And Baker on the mound for Ironton, and the first pitch to Maddox Delaney is going to be on the wild side, 1-0 the count. Grounder rolls through the catcher's glove, and 1 ball, no strikes, immediately the count here to Delaney. Again, 6-0 for those just tuning in here. Ironton with a 6-run lead in the bottom of the second inning. Just starting the side for Gallia Academy. 1-0 to Maddox Delaney, and here's Baker's pitch, and that appears to be a hit by pitch. And that one grazed him, so he's going to make it to first base off of an errant pitch right there. They hit him.
Yep, he got that elbow guard on. He stands on top of the plate. He's one of those kids that likes to get hit. I always say, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. And so if you're going to stand and let these guys throw 85-mile-an-hour fastballs at you, you can't complain when they hit you.
And now Nathan Shockey coming up to bat here for Gallia Academy. And here's a pitch, and that one's going to be a little outside. 1-0 the count. And I don't know what's going on over next door to us, Chris, but I keep hearing a lot of noise over in the softball field.
Oh, yeah, that's the way they play nowadays. You got to hoop and holler, and no matter what.
There's going to be called ball 2, and Delaney is going to be safe over at first base. He gets back over safely.
Yeah, a little snapback throw from the catcher. You don't see that a lot, but that's more to keep him honest over there so you don't get that big old lead.
Here comes a 2-0 pitch to Shockey. Baker's pitch is going to be popped back and fouled. 2-1. Got just a little bit of that one.
Yeah, you got under that one. That's usually a good sign. When you're right on it, you get those balls straight back. You got it timed up pretty good.
2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch to Shockey, and this one's going to be a little high. Ball 3. Already allowed a hit by pitch in Baker, and now to ball 3, only 1 strike here produced of this at-bat. See what Baker can come up here with the mound. 3-1 pitch, and that is going to be called strike 2, full count. Able to get that one inside here to Shockey, and coming up on a full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is one of these tough at-bats. You got to have this guy. You don't want to give up a strikeout looking here.
Of course, Delaney on first base after a hit by pitch. And the pitch to Shockey, and this one is going to be a line drive into right center. And Shockey's going to make it on the first base, and Delaney gets over safely to second.
There we go. That's a really nice job of hitting there. Battling off an inside pitch for full count. That's just about perfect from Mr. Shockey there. So hopefully we get something going. We got Heath Champlin coming up here. A little mound visit from the Ironton catcher, maybe getting on the same page. But hopefully this can get us a few runs, get going here.
And like you were saying, Champlin, the pitcher, coming up to bat for Gallia Academy. And no outs here for the Blue Devils with runners on first and second. And down by 6 runs. A lot of time to work with here. Need anything they can possibly get.
Yeah, we got to chip away. And like I said, at least get a couple here if we can.
And the pitch to Champlin, that one's going to be way high, ball 1.
Yeah, one of the problems we've had this year is when we get guys on base and try to get them over, we can't get them in. And as you know, that's one of the main things of baseball. If you can't score, you can't win.
And here's the pitch by Baker, and that one's going to be a little high, too. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Heath Champlin. Couple high pitches there by Baker, might I add. And here comes Baker's 2-0 pitch, and this is going to drop in for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, getting the corner, so 2-1 the count now to Champlin. Again, no outs for Gallia Academy. And here's the 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be 2-2. Started off rough with a couple high pitches there, Chris, but bouncing back here a little bit, 2 back-to-back good pitches.
Yeah, he's using the bottom half of that zone really well. The umpire likes calling it in there, too, so I'd probably stay there and fire him.
The pitch coming to Champlin. 2 straight strikes from Baker, and over to Champlin. That's going to be called strike 3. And Heath Champlin strikes out, and that is going to be the first out of the inning for the Blue Devils as Reese Toller makes his way up to bat for Gallia Academy. Again, runners on first and second. Delaney on second, Shockey on first.
Yeah, that was a really nice curveball there.
The pitch coming, and that's going to drop a little low. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch coming from Reese to Reese Toller, and this is going to be outside again. 2-0 the count now. Sounds like they're actually playing the Cartman version of Poker Face. 2-0 the count. And that is going to be ball 3.
Well, thankfully, that's the first I've heard about the Cartman version of Poker Face, but I'm not excited to go home and look it up on YouTube.
There's an entire episode dedicated to it.
Oh, okay, well.
3 balls, no strikes. The count here to Reese Toller. 1 out for Gallia Academy. And here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that's going to be called strike 1. Able to get one there, and as it normally does seem to fall in a 3-0 situation, able to produce a strike.
Yeah, that's an automatic there. We're not swinging, giving ourselves up when we don't have to. So
3-1, and there's going to be ball 4, and bases are loaded for the Blue Devils. Toller will make it over to first. We got Shockey on second and Delaney on third, with Matthew Foster coming up here for a big at-bat for the Blue Devils. And Coach coming out here, and they're regrouping right now with the Ironton pitcher, talking things out. And I don't think they're going for a change just yet, are they? I can't tell from over here.
no, I haven't seen anybody warming up. I don't think they're going to make a change. They're just going to go out here and say, hey, listen, settle down. You're throwing well. You know, just work on doing the things right. You got a big, huge lead here. Let the defense work behind you. Don't worry about this guy. Even if he hits a home run over the scoreboard, we're still up 2 runs. So Coach is probably out there just, like I said, calming him down and settling his nerves some, because he was struggling a little bit. You know, let off with the hit a batter and then gave up that base hit, and he did come back with the strikeout, but then he gave it another walk. So he's just telling him, hey, listen, know what you're doing, focus on the fundamentals, and break yourself down and throw strikes. So big spot here for Matthew Foster coming up, the senior, one of our 2 seniors. We got one on deck, so hopefully both of them will get a shot here.
So here comes Matthew Foster. Baker stepping back up here to the mound with 1 down for Gallia Academy, and the bases loaded. Baker's first pitch to Foster, going to be high and over his head. Just natural instinct there to duck.
Yeah, you see that too. He pulled the bat down. A lot of times guys will leave that bat up there and it'll hit the ball, hit the bat, and it'll go foul or even roll in fair. So good job getting that bat down.
1-0 pitch, and that is going to be called strike 1. Looked inside from over here, and it was 1 ball, 1 strike to the senior Foster. Here comes Baker's pitch, and that's going to be fouled back.
Yeah, Foster's right on that one, a little late. Fouled it right back, so now he's in the hole. He's down a 2-strike hole here, so you want to focus on your contact here. You like to see guys choke up so they can guarantee some contact, because we don't want to strike out here. That's about the worst thing we can have. So you want to see guys swing shorter. We always say the first 2 cuts are for yourself and the third cut's for the team, because you want to get that team aspect.
The 1-2 pitch, a big one here, and that rolls into the dirt.
Nice block there by that catcher too.
Avoiding a potentially disastrous situation if you're Ironton defensively there, and count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch to Matthew, and this one is going to be called strike 3. And the senior strikes out, and that is out number 2. And the leadoff hitter coming back in, Tyler Young, back to the top of the rotation for the Blue Devils. Center fielder, Tyler Young.
Yeah, you hate to see that right there. You know, you got to have some contact there, and he just kind of froze him with that fastball. So,
and a big strikeout there if you're Ironton. Looking in here to Tyler Young, and this one is going to be a line drive, and this is going to go into right field. Runners advance home as here comes Delaney, and going over the head, and it looks like Shockey's going to make it home as well.
Yep, that's
and
a
how
really,
about that?
really nice hard hit ball there by Tyler Young. Got a couple runs in. Got Shockey and Delaney around to score, and then a throw into home got away, and so Reese Toller goes to third, and Tyler Young goes over to second base. So we can get another base hit, we can get right back in this game. But that's a really good job coming through right there for Tyler Young.
6-2 now, cutting into this big Ironton lead as Beckett Camden steps back up here to the plate.
Yeah, Beckett's one of those guys that are always going to put the ball on the bat, it seems like. He'll strike out every now and then, but the majority of the time he's putting it in place. Hopefully he can find some grass here, and that'll score 2 runs because Tyler Young can move.
And the pitch to Beckett, and that's going to be called strike 1 down the middle. No balls, 1 strike to Beckett Camden. 2 runs again produced for Gallia Academy. We got runners on second and third. The 1-0-1 pitch coming, and that's going to be ball 1. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Camden getting back in. It's an even count, and here comes the pitch from Baker. Pitch coming, and this is going to be, looks like he got a little bit of swing on that, but they're not going to say he did, so it is 2-1. He was looking like he was shaping up to for a moment. Steps back just in the nick of time.
He wanted that one, but he held. That's a nice hold there by Beckett, and get you a better pitch and hit somewhere out in the grass.
And after that, ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike to Beckett. Pitch coming, and that is going to be ball 3. 3-1 now the count.
Yeah, this is a prime spot for Beckett Camden right here. He's going to get something. You'd think he's going to get something to hit here, so hopefully he's sitting ready for that fastball and then adjust on that curve.
Here comes Baker's 3-1 pitch to Beckett Camden, and that's going to be called strike 2. Count is full.
Now here you got to be up off the knob here. If you're Beckett, short, quick, just have something in play here.
And the full count pitch coming. And Beckett has a little bit of air, but can
it
drop?
down.
It does. Camden gets another one as it looks like over to home.
Well, Coach Camden held Tyler Young there. Reese Toller scored on a nice base hit there by Beckett Camden.
Now it's a 3-point deficit.
Yes, sir. Got another run in. We're looking at 6-3. So get another base hit here, we can get another run. We got Young on third and Beckett Camden over there in first base. Logan Drummond, log number 9 in the box.
So Drummond coming up to bat, and another run brought in. 2 outs here for Gallia Academy. Stepping out here for a moment.
First and third situation there. The Ironton catchers barking orders, letting them know what's going on here.
Here comes Baker's first offering in a moment to Logan Drummond. And it is going to be popped back and fouled. And a reminder why the umpires wear face masks. That one clipped the mask of the umpire.
Yes, sir. That hurts no matter what they do. That ball coming off your face like that does not feel good, even with a mask.
And he steps back out here for a moment.
You see this a lot. That's a nice move there by the Ironton catcher to go out there and have a mound visit. Give this umpire a minute to kind of make sure he's okay. A lot of times people don't know what's going on, and when you see something like that, an umpire gets hit or something, you'll see a catcher go out and give a little bit of an extra few seconds for the umpire to make sure he can get his breath back under him.
As he gathers his composure here, he fortunately appears to be all right. And Drummond steps back in. And again, as we were talking about a moment ago, like I said, even with the mask, it can be a bit painful sometimes, but fortunately, all is well over here. So 0-1 is the count to Logan Drummond. And the pitch coming by Baker, and this one's going to curve in, but it's going to be a little out. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down and 3 runs here produced by Gallia Academy in the second. Ironton, on the other hand, had 6 in the top of the second inning. And the pitch by Baker, and it is going to drop in for a strike.
Yeah, he's throwing that curveball back-to-back pitches. I would be surprised if he threw it again. I can see a fastball coming right here, so Drummond needs to be ready to hit it.
1-2 pitch to Drummond, and he does ground it, but are they going to be able to make the play? Slides through, and I think they get over to first, and he is going to be out. nullifying that last run for Gallia Academy. However, 6-3 is the score. Gallia Academy able to put up a few runs to counteract Ironton's 6, but with the Fighting Tigers getting ready to come up to bat once again in the top of the third inning, we'll step aside and we'll be back in just a moment here on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
Back here at the Bob, Hayden Milliken and Chris Delaney here with you, and a lot of people coming in here on the live stream. But Chris, we're talking about it. Gallia Academy was able to get a few of those runs back and make it a three deficit here. And well, of course, Ironton with 6 big runs in the last inning, and with the Fighting Tigers coming up to bat defensively for Gallia Academy. One thing I think we can both agree on is you can't have some of the miscues and communication breakdowns that we saw in the second.
Right, yeah, that's the huge thing is you don't want to compound mistakes. That's how you give up a big inning and lots of runs. If you only make one mistake there, Ironton might only score a run or two there in the first or in the second inning, but when you keep kicking it around, they get 6 spot on you, and it's hard to get back out of it.
And Ginger appears to be at the plate for Ironton. Here comes the pitch to Ginger, and that's going to be a little high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, for those just tuning in, Heath Champlin at the mound here for Gallia Academy this evening. And the pitch by Champlin, going to be another high one, 2-0 the count.
Yeah, Heath the sophomore. He and David Champlin, they've been playing together, well, obviously since day one, so they both pitch every now and then. Heath got the start today, and that ball was smoked right there by number 16, Ginger.
Ginger gets it over, and he's going to get a single. So Ginger makes it on base, and quickly a base hit piled on by Ironton to add on to their long list of hits that they've had here tonight.
They've been hitting the ball already. It's only the third inning, but like I said, they're going to hit the cover off the ball if you let them, and one of the worst things you can do is put the leadoff guy on because a high percentage of the time he's going to score.
And here comes Hughes for Ironton. And the first pitch coming, and this is going to be called strike. An attempt here to steal second, and Ginger is going to slide in safely.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job checking the runner there. He was taking off while Heath was barely even started into his windup. So from the stretch, so he needs to do a little better job keeping an eye on him there.
So a steal by Ginger. And 0-1 the count to Hughes. That was a called strike. Pitch by Champlin, and this one's going to be high up towards center, and this one has some air to it, and it is going to be just at the fence, and looks like rounding third and headed home is going to be another run for Ironton, and they get it, and they go slide over to third base, and they're saying he's out.
Yeah, that's a nice play there. That's a nice relay by Matthew Foster getting the ball back in to hit the cutoff man, Beckett Camden, makes a nice throw over to third base, and Delaney holds on to the ball and tags out number 14 Hughes there after he almost left the yard. So good play. Bad thing is you gave up a run, but the good thing is you got an out at third. So
Kleinman coming up, and 1 runner scores for Ironton. Now 7-3 the score of the game right now. Goes back up to a 4-run deficit. And here's the pitch to Kleinman, and that's going to be called strike 1 from Champlin.
Yeah, we touched on it there just a second ago. Leadoff guy's on, and then 2 pitches later he's rounding third and scoring. So those are the things you can't have.
And here's a pitch, and this is going to be a ground ball towards first base, rolls through, and going to make it on first base is Kleinman with a single. And yet another hit here for Ironton as Freeman is coming up next. Should be the DH Freeman.
Yep.
And here he comes up to bat, coming out of deck. And a hit there for Ironton puts runners back on base. One on first.
Yeah, like I said, they just hit it and hit it and hit it and hit it. So if you want work, you better be on your toes today.
Here comes the first pitch to Freeman, and this is going to be a ground ball to the third base line, bounces up, and looks like Kleinman's going to move up to second base. Freeman is going to make it over to first.
Yeah, that's a ball we got to have, just a routine ground ball to third base, and Delaney kicked that one. Luckily, Beckett Camden was behind him, but not soon enough to make a play. So.
And Sutton should be up next for Ironton. Runners on first and second base. One out for the Fighting Tigers, and up 7-3 here in the top of the third inning.
Yep. Threatening again. Yeah, this is Sutton, the catcher.
Sutton gets back in here, and pitch coming in a moment from the pitcher Champlin, and that is going to be a little outside. Ball one. A little low there. 1-0 the count. And shout out to the people here at Gallia Academy bringing us a whole supply of water we're not going to go without tonight. And here's the pitch, and that's going to roll out of the catcher's glove, but quickly scoops it back up. 2-0 the count. Sutton at the plate for Ironton. So here comes Champlin's pitch in a moment to Sutton, and it is going to be swung on, and this one's going to roll over, and a playmate at second base, and he should be out. And looks like a run is going to advance home, slides in, drops it, and he's safe.
Yeah, that's, again, those are the mistakes right there. You know, you don't get to call you once, so you stand there and look at the umpire instead of keeping your head in the game. And
didn't throw it off in time.
No, and then the guy ran to third and took off, so.
And back to the bottom of the rotation with Seitz,
yep.
Center fielder.
Yeah, like I said, these are the things that just bury you every single time you come out here. Whenever you compound those mistakes, and you just bury yourselves. So
8-3 now. As 2 runs so far here in the top of the third for Ironton with 2 outs. We saw this situation before in the last inning. Ironton had 2 outs, and that inning seemed to go quite a while.
Yeah, and that's, you know, if you're Gallia Academy, you fight and you claw and you scratch and you get 3 runs back, and then you come right back out and you give them right back away.
And that one's going to be a bit on the wild side, 1-0. Trying to reel it in there was Toller, but couldn't quite hold on to it, the catcher. Pitch coming over to Seitz. 1-0 the count. And this is going to be popped back and fouled. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Seitz. Big at bat here, defensively and for Ironton. 1-1 pitch coming, and this is going to roll into the dirt, and it goes back, and looks like runners are going to advance to third off the pass ball. Wild pitch brings 1 to third.
He just kind of squeaked away, reached toward, got his glove down, but sometimes there's this little wiggle room for that ball to squeak through, and is enough for the runner to get to third base.
Sutton at third. Here's the pitch, and this is going to be high up, and looks like it's going to be in foul territory. 2-2. Eight to 3 the score in the top of the third inning. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Seitz, and this is going to be popped up and going to be out of play for another foul. Count remains 2-2. Champlin's pitch. Full count. Count is full to Seitz. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here for Ironton.
What you don't want to do is get back to the top of the lineup because that's these guys going to start pounding the ball again. So this is a big pitch right here.
Full count pitch, and this is going to be fouled off. Keeps the at-bat alive for a moment. Remains full. Another full count pitch coming to Seitz, and this one is going to be down the middle, and it's going to be in the right center. And Seitz is going to make it to first base, and he continues to round through. Another run scores for Ironton. Seitz slides in, and they can't hold on to it. So Seitz is going to make it in off a double, and another run comes in as Sutton makes it home for Ironton, and make it now 9-3. Ironton continues to add on to this lead, and look at that young man out there, ball boy for Gallia Academy, scooping him up and bringing him back in.
I can't tell who that is with his helmet, but I'll see if I can get a name for him, get him a little notoriety. But
for his hard work and efforts.
Yeah, that ball right there, Foster just misplayed a little bit, and guy took an extra base on it. So those are just more of the issues we got to clean up.
Runner on second. This is going to be hit on, and it's going to go into right field. And a big catch there for out number 3. Ironton able to bring in 3 more runs and a handful of hits to boot with it as we get ready to head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score, Ironton 9, Gallia Academy 3 here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
And here into the bottom of the 3rd inning, Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney here with you. And again, thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast and all Gallia Academy broadcasts possible. First and foremost, the title sponsor, Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located on Upper River Road in Galpolis. We've also got Ohio Valley Bank, and we've got Athens Sports Cycles. We'll continue that here in just a moment. But another big inning there for the Fighting Tigers, Chris. They bring in 3 more runs.
Yeah, just piling on the errors for Gallia Academy. Like I said, you get it back in the game, and then you turn right back around and kick it around a little bit more. And you can't see it on the screen there, but Gallia Academy's already got 4 errors, and that's those are bad for you right there.
And also thank you to our other sponsor here this evening, HT Marketing. And that pitch is going to be a little high, called ball.
Jackson Myers in the box, the left fielder. Hopefully he can get rolling again.
So 1-0 should be the count to Myers. They get it up on the scoreboard, and this is going to be a line drive down the middle, but it's going to go right into the center fielder's glove for out number 1.
He stung that ball, but the center fielder, I think, maybe 2 steps in, and he was right there. So you can't ask for anything better out of Jackson Myers with that line drive.
Good hit by him, and here comes Maddox Delaney. First time he was up, a hit by pitch. Steps up again here. See what Delaney can do. 9-3 the score. Ironton up here on Gallia Academy. 1 down already in the bottom of the 3rd. Making quick work out of Jackson Myers. And here's the pitch from Baker to Delaney, and this one is going to be fair on the third baseline, and Delaney is going to make it over to first base. And thinking about second, but no, he steps back.
Yep, that's a pretty nice shot there. The left fielder got over pretty quick and cut that ball off, stopped him from getting extra base, and got the ball in. So.
And now here comes Nathan Shockey. Delaney is on first base. Gallia Academy starting to pick up a few more hits over the last couple innings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've told these guys all season so far, you guys don't hit the ball well enough to make up for the mistakes you make in the field, and you're seeing it right here. When you play teams that are better than you, this is how it happens. So,
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch coming. This is going to be out of play, called foul ball. 1-1.
But the thing you want to see here now is whether or not the guys quit or if they dig down and start fighting back, because you can't quit because Ironton's going to keep hitting it.
The 1-1 pitch, and they step out. Calls time here for a moment and comes back in. Pitch to Nathan Shockey is going to be just in, called strike.
Wow, that
little low, but called strike.
Maybe that dirt kicked up in his eye. He couldn't see the strike zone very well.
1-2 the count now.
Just kidding.
All in good fun over here. And the pitch to Shockey is going to roll through the catcher, and looks like Maddox Delaney off a pass ball, and a wild pitch is going to make it to second base. And, well, Chris, one thing you'll notice here, of course, some time's expired, and, well, the sun has gone almost completely down. Temperature cooled down here a little bit, and that sun was out here today in full force, but I'll take it over all the rain and heavy weather we've had over the past week.
It's been cold and rainy all spring. We haven't played in the snow, but I think this is the third game. It's been over 60 degrees for us this year, so we'll take this. But, yeah, once the sun goes down behind the school there, it drops pretty
full
quick.
Full count, and, of course, we had one game that literally ran out of daylight here.
Yeah.
Here comes the full count pitch, and this is going to be called strike 3.
Yeah, that's a lot closer. You don't want to get 2 strikes on you. That's one of the cardinal sins. You get 2 strikes, you don't go down looking, you go down swinging, and that's one problem we've got is a lot of guys, they're looking, you hear the phrase, they're looking to walk, and we got to be up there hacking. So 2 down, that'll bring up Heath Champlin.
Champlin back up here at the plate.
Nice block by that catcher. He's pretty solid back there.
1 ball, no strikes. Delaney on second. And not the one standing next to me either.
No.
There's going to be called strike. 1-1 the count. You want to go up as a pinch runner?
No,
Don't think you can make it to third?
Nope, no sir.
Might be good cardio for you. And the pitch to Champlin, and this is going to be grounded towards first base. And they get over for the play, and there's going to be called out. So that will do it for the inning. And the score remains Ironton 9, Gallia Academy 3. As we head into the 4th inning here on Total Media Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
Heading here to the top of the fourth inning, Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney. And Chris, you just got ambushed by a paparazzi, man. You must be a celebrity over here.
I don't know. The celebrity is the term I would use, and I don't know if that's paparazzi. That's our County Sheriff Matt Champlin. His sons Heath and David are out here. He came over here, and he tries to give me a hard time anytime he can. I won't say that I deserve it, but I guess I could be doing a lot worse. So.
Well, I thought there was a rule here, no flash photography.
No. Well, it depends.
When you're the county sheriff.
Yeah, he kind of rules the roost around here. So if he tells us he's going to take some pictures, I'll stand there and smile for him. So.
Take pictures, smile, or go to jail.
That's right. That's right.
I'll take it. And the Fighting Tigers coming up here to Matt. Chris, go ahead and give us a rundown.
Well, this is number 4. Who is this back in the lineup for Ironton? Number 4 is – oh, sorry, that's Roach, the left fielder. Number 2 hole, Roach.
Roach coming back in, and he's leading off the inning for Ironton.
There's Logan Kinney doing his best tough guy impersonation as he walks back into the dugout there. Heath Champlin's still on the mound. He's throwing well. Like I said, the errors haven't done him any favor, but he's only given up 7 hits, which – is not bad with a lineup like this, but the errors are really gonna haunt us. So, like I said, he's thrown well. I'm not sure how many pitches he's thrown yet. He's at 54 pitches, 34 strikes, so that's a pretty good ratio.
And the wonders of technology and computer stat keeping, huh?
That's all in my head, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
Talk about some great math and a photographic memory, and this is going to be high up towards center, and it's going to drop, and there's going to be a single.
Yep, that's a tough ball. That's one of those they call dying quail or a duck snort that just hit it and it just not enough on it and it falls down. So.
And here comes Coach again. And he's calling time, talking things over again. Haven't seen anyone warm up here, but another regroup.
Yeah. Well, Foster was warming up the last inning, but it's been a few, so I don't know if he's just visiting with him. I think he's done.
Well, it looks like it.
Yep, he's going to bring in Foster. Matthew Foster's going to come in from center field.
Bringing Foster in from center, so we are going to have ourselves a pitching change here in just a moment. Matthew Foster, as you said, going from the outfield, coming in. Foster has some pitching experience this season. Normally coming in as cleanup guy a little bit later in the games from the ones I've seen. And I don't know, has Foster actually, you've watched, has Foster actually been the leadoff pitcher at all this season?
I don't think he's started. He's been a reliever. I think he maybe started a scrimmage, maybe 2, but he kind of comes in and cleans up. So.
And as Foster warms up here for a pitching change, this will take just a moment. We're going to step aside for a second, and we'll be back here in 1 minute on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in...
You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
And getting back here, got a pitching change. Matthew Foster with Baker at the plate, the pitcher. So we'll see what Matthew Foster can do here as he comes in relief. And there's going to be immediately ball 1. Be interesting, though.
Foster, the senior, coming in. He's I'm not sure exactly how many innings he's pitched for us, but he's come in a relief role a couple times this season. So hopefully he can just come in, throw the ball across the plate, and we can get some guys out.
Pitch coming, and this is going to be right to third base. That went right into his hands.
And then he made – so he's still –
Matheth goes back to first. But Maddox, nice reel in, though, by him at third base. But from there –
Bruh. I almost let my emotions go on my son there. He made a heck of a play, laid out for it, and then decided to go ahead and chuck it over the first baseman's head. He panicked a little bit because they had the guy caught off on a hit and run. So But really nice play there by Maddox to get at least one out. So that'll bring up
Ginger.
Yeah, it'll bring up Ginger.
So is able to produce at least one out. Tiger on first base.
Yeah, I always tell people he made the play like me, and he made the play like his mom when he threw it away. So,
so 50-50, huh?
Yeah.
Gene's partially playing in his favor there. Talking things over here for a moment with Foster.
I think maybe Maddox came down a little hard on his shoulder. Maybe just to build an excuse of why he made a bad throw.
Yeah, appears to be shaking it off.
Twice, Jackson.
Back here to Ginger.
Got one down with Mr. Ginger in the box. I think he's hit 2 hard balls to Jackson Myers out there and left.
And the pitch coming in just a moment to Ginger. Again, one down here for Ironton in the top of the 4th inning. And the pitch to Ginger, this is going to be a roller, and it's going to go towards right center. And rounding over to third base, runners on the corners for Ironton. It looks like a miscue, and going to get over now, Ginger does, to second base.
Yeah, that was just about perfect right there. Had a little hit and run on by Ironton. Get the runner moving, going towards second, and Shockey, the second baseman, had to go back up to throw to second, and the ball goes right where he was. That's just about perfect as far as hit and run goes.
So 1 on third, Ginger on second. And the rotation continues here. Now it should be over to Hughes again. Yes, Hughes batting for Ironton. Again, one down, and runners on second and third base for the Fighting Tigers. Pitch coming in just a moment from Matthew Foster. Looks in, and here comes the first offering, and a swing and a miss. A miss. Looks like catcher couldn't reel it in during that miss either.
I think it was a foul tip there.
Might have got a little bit of that one. 0-1 the count. One strike here, no balls. Here's the pitch by Foster, and just a bit low. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 offering by Foster, and this pops up, and this one ain't going to go terribly far. It gets over to, who is that over there?
That's Drummond.
Drummond, and there's another out. 2 down.
So that's a good play there. That's a big out. Keeps us in the game here.
Drummond brings in an out. 2 outs for the Fighting Tigers.
Kleinman in the box.
Kleinman up. Kleinman's done some real damage when he's been up on the plate for Ironton, but a lot of these hitters have here.
Yeah, they're just like us. I keep saying it, but they keep doing it. They just hit it and hit it and hit it, and they make us get them out, and they're doing a good job of coming out on the better end of that one. So
1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch coming in, the 2 Kleinman, and that's going to be called strike 1. It's a strike to Kleinman as Foster. Senior at the mound for Gallia Academy, coming in relief. Started with Heath Champlin tonight, and that one's going to be a little low, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. You hear more people here in the crowd getting behind this one. And here's the pitch. This is going to be way behind the third baseline. And that's going to bring in 1 run for Ironton. Make that 2 possibly, yes. 2 more score for the Tigers. And that makes it 11-3 here in the 4th inning.
yeah, another ball just hammered. I mean, they're just sitting on our fastballs and they're just hammering them. So
An 8-run deficit here in the 4th inning, Chris.
it's not where you want to be.
As who we got up here next for Ironton? Freeman. 2 down for the Tigers. As Foster looking over to first base for a moment. Get it over now to Freeman. And you got a whole crowd over here with you, Chris.
Yep. Bo had to come over here and see if he can get his.
And this is going to be a swing and a miss.
Brooks and Bo.
And that's going to be 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss by Freeman. The 0-1 pitch, and this is going to be high up towards left field, and it's going to be reeled in for out number 3. 2 runs brought in by the Tigers here in the top of the 4th inning. Now it's Gallia Academy's turn as they come up to bat and into the bottom of the 4th here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney back here with you as we made it to the bottom of the 4th inning. Thank you to HT Marketing, Ohio Valley Bank, Athens Sports Cycles, and of course our title sponsor this evening, Braden CDJR. And Chris, you've got to give me the stat on Baker that you just gave me a moment ago. Talking about pitching here, only allowed a couple walks and a hit by pitch, but overall a great performance by him.
Yeah, he's sitting at 59 pitches thrown and 33 strikes, so that's a pretty good ratio. He's only got 1 walk. And I think that was the hit by pitch and 4 strikeouts. So all 3 of the runs that Gallia Academy does have are earned.
As I had it written down, the walk was separate from the hit by pitch.
Oh, is that? Okay. Okay.
The walk was separate from the hit by pitch. And we got Reese Toller coming up now for Gallia Academy. All the way almost back near the bottom of the rotation for Gallia.
Mm-hmm.
And down here by 8 runs, 11-3. And this one's going to be called in for strike 1. Good pitch there by Baker to lead off.
Yeah, he's throwing pretty well. All credit to them. He got into a little bit of a jam, but he's worked out of it. So
0-1 the count here, and this was going to be fouled off. Quickly 0-2 to Toller. No balls, 2 strikes, and Gallia Academy, of course, one thing right now, we're coming up on the 5th inning. You just got to get something in here to make the mercy rule situation a little less doable.
Absolutely. You don't really want to get run ruled on your home place, and so they haven't. This is the biggest deficit they faced all year, and you just got to hope they decide to dig in and see if they can get something going.
And that's going to be dropped a little low. Count is 2-2, and of course, we're talking about this, and some people might think it's a bit premature, but you take a look at the scoreboard. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings, all runs produced for Ironton.
Mm-hmm.
Ironton has not had a no-run inning since the beginning of this one in the 1st.
Yeah. Gallia Academy came out really well in the top of the 1st, like you said, and 1, 2, 3 looked like we were dialed in. Then we just fell apart 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So. And
a full count here to Toller, and he's going to make it on first. Only the 2nd walk allowed here by Baker.
Mm-hmm. Might be starting to get a little bit tired. He's probably, about 65, 66 pitches. So
they're starting to pile on for him. I do know that. As now we get to the pitcher, senior Matthew Foster, with 1 on base for Gallia Academy after a walk. And, well, hopefully we didn't jinx him there, Chris.
Well, it's possible. The way we've gone. Oh.
And here's the pitch to Foster, and that's going to be called in for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, you get that leadoff guy on. It seems like when we're in the field, when we're on defense, they get the leadoff guy on. He comes around and scores, and hopefully we can do the same here.
0-1, and there's going to be another foul. Solid first at bat. Now another 0-2 situation as a result of a foul ball. And now over here, Baker to Foster. See what Baker can produce here in a swing and a miss. Matthew Foster strikes out. And there's going to be out number 1 for the Blue Devils. Resetting back top to Tyler Young. Tyler Young last at bat. Very impressive there for him. And nice hit by him.
Yeah, he hit that ball over to second base. Got a couple runs in. Part of that rally we had in the second. So that's what you want out of your senior guys. When they come up in a spot, they're supposed to get the job done. So
comes the first offering to Young, and this is going to be a grounder line drive and cannot hold on to it. And looks like going to make it over to second base does Toller, and going to get now to first is Tyler Young.
Yeah, he smoked that ball. That's a tough play by that shortstop just to be able to get over in front of it. So
one down, 2 runners on base.
Another nice shot by Tyler Young there.
Now getting over to Beckett Camden again. Again, only 1 out here for Gallia Academy. Bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a pitch to Camden. That's going to curve in. This will be ball 1. Trying to curve there, looks like, but 1 ball, no strike the count. One 0 to Beckett Camden, and a swing and a miss. It'll be called strike 1. Counts even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baker looks over. Getting ready for his 1-1 offering. 1 out for the Blue Devils. 2 on base. And the pitch coming to Camden. And they heard that one. Going to tag over to third. And there's 1 down. And it looks like they complete the double play. So that's going to do it for the 4th inning, and a big double play there by the Fighting Tigers to basically put Gallia Academy's momentum to a screeching halt.
Just like we said we would. We jinxed him, didn't we, Hayden?
Bottom of the 4th inning, big double play as we head into the top of the 5th. Ironton leading by 8, and we'll be back here in just a moment on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
Heading here into the top of the 5th inning, and 11-3 is the score with the Ironton Fighting Tigers on deck here, getting ready to bat again. And coming in for the Fighting Tigers, let's see here, is going to be Sutton again near the bottom of the rotation. And only 2 runs here needed for the Fighting Tigers to end this one off at a 10-run mercy rule. And if you're Gallia Academy, I think at this point, Chris, one of the biggest things is ensuring that the game continues and doesn't stop here.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep fighting. There's no sense in just rolling over. So, like I said, you touched on a couple runs, and then Gallia Academy will have to come back in the 5th and stop them and get a couple to keep playing. But, yeah, it's a tough situation, but you can't quit. You got to dig down and keep fighting.
As Sutton steps up, Matthew Foster at the mound for Gallia Academy. It's his 2nd inning, and the pitch is going to be a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Foster, and maybe swung on that one a bit premature.
Yeah, he was cutting lumber there, bud.
0-1 the count. There's going to be strike two. Two good pitches back-to-back by Foster. Oh-2 the count here to Sutton. It's Foster's pitch, and that's going to be fouled back. Looks like Foster may have said a little something there as he threw off that pitch.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the way the kids are nowadays. They talk to each other and jaw back and forth. Usually it's in good fun, but you never know.
And once again, 0-2, and this is going to be popped up. They're going to be able to make the play. At first, they can't hold on to it, and Sutton is going to make it on the first. Off of another error there by Gallia Academy.
Just a basic ground ball right there. Those are the plays that you have to have, and I've mentioned it a few times. They just put the leadoff runner on again, on an error, which it shouldn't be happening. I bring up Sights.
Sights comes up again, and talking about the hits pouring on here for Ironton, and looks very reminiscent of the last few innings we've seen. Again, second, third, and fourth, all runs produced for Ironton. They have just been on a hot streak this entire time. And here's a pitch by Foster, and that's going to be into right field, deep right field, and it's going to hit the fence, and it looks like Sutton is going to make it over to third base, and that's where he's going to stop. Sights is at second. So the winning runs are on third and second for Ironton, and no one down.
And bring up the top of the order for Kearns.
Kearns coming up now.
Looks like Ironton's got number 14 over there warming up. Hughes looks like he may come in relieve Baker, maybe.
Back to the top, as you said, over to Kearns. And the pitch by Foster, and a swing and a miss by Kearns. Strike one. The 0-1 pitch. That's going to be called strike two. Back to a no balls, two strike situation here with Foster at the mound. No balls, two strikes. Kearns here at the box. Looking over at third, thinking about it. Here comes the offering from Foster to Kearns, and this is going to be outside.
Yeah, there's a little wind, I believe, there.
Called it ball one. So 1-2, the official count on the field. Here's a pitch. That one drops low. 2-2. Counts even. Kearns, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Matthew Foster, and this is going to be swung on, and a nice hustle catch there, and over to second. And did they complete the double play?
They got the double play there.
That's a big one.
Could have. They were close there to attempting the triple play, but third baseman Maddox Delaney was not quite ready for the throw from Beckett, so we only got 2.
But 2 big and definitely necessary outs if you're the
sir.
Blue Devils for
That's
Ironton.
a big play. That'll bring Roach to the plate. But, yeah, that's
one of the biggest plays of the game right here for Gallia Academy, if not the biggest. Looking over here. Sutton still trying to fake him out here, looks like. Now the pitch to Roach is going to be a little high. Ball one. A lot of pressure right now on this senior Foster. 1-0 count, and that's going to fall out of the catcher's glove and going to be ball 2. Tyler Roach steps up. These Ironton fans making a lot of noise over there, bringing their lawn chairs tonight. And here's a pitch. That's going to be called strike one. Able to get one in.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike. There's Foster's pitch. A little low. 3-1 the count. Sutton on third base for Ironton. Score 11-3 in the top of the fifth inning. Here's a pitch by Foster, and this is going to be a high fly ball. And we'll see how far back it goes, and it's going to be reeled in for out number 3. So we will see a bottom of the fifth inning, and look at this. How about this, Chris? No runs produced for Ironton this time around.
Rare.
A big
We'll
double
take it.
play by
Yeah.
the Blue Devils. And again, we are going to get to see the bottom of the fifth inning with the Blue Devils coming up to bat. So keep it right here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
Not sure if we were going to see it, but we are here in the bottom of the fifth inning with Logan Drummond on deck getting ready to bat here for the Blue Devils. Hayden Milliken, and we've also got Chris Delaney here with you this evening, doing well on his first initial outing here. And man, I got to admit, you can't miss.
Well, you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's a different aspect, you know, having to stay in the game and pay attention and be ready to speculate and talk about all the things that are in front of us. So we're just not the outcome we're looking at so far. I mean, we can still come back in it, but we got to get going right now.
An uphill battle to climb here if you're Gallia Academy, and the pitch by Baker into Drummond for strike one. 0-1 the count here right out of the get-go to the leadoff hitter here. Logan Drummond leading off the bottom of the fifth inning, and there's going to be ball one.
Baker's still in. He's at 73 pitches right now, so I don't know why you'd make a change. He's throwing really well. So
there's going to be another ball, 2-1. And he's only allowed 2 walks. The last walk was actually allowed in the bottom of the fourth inning here. And that was, again, only his second one that he's allowed. The first one came all the way back around the first inning. But since then, Baker has just done phenomenal here at the mound, and this is going to be Drummond towards right center, and it's going to be back towards right field, and it's going to be caught for out number one. That one had some hang time to it,
yep,
but reeled in.
Hung up there a little too long. Nice ball in the gap, but the right fielder there, who was that? The right fielder, Seitz, came over and made a nice play on it. That'll bring up Jackson Myers, the left fielder, number 22.
Myers steps up. Nobody on base here for Gallia Academy in the bottom of the fifth. One already down for the Blue Devils. And here's the pitch by Baker, and a swing and a miss right down the line.
He was hacking there, Jackson was.
Full swing ahead, but 0-1 the count. Here one pitch. Going to be a little bit high. Evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Times like this, thankfully we got the digital stats, and this is going to be fly ball in the right field. It's going to drop, and it looks like he's going to get over to first base.
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day right there. He smoked that ball, and the right fielder came up throwing. He tried to throw him out at first base, and, you know, if Jackson's not hustling down the line there, he probably gets thrown out. So Good job there by Jackson to get down the line, and nice thought over there by Seitz in right field.
Myers makes a single, and Maddox Delaney coming up next. Done pretty well here. Offensively, he's gotten on the plate here a couple times. The pitch to Maddox. Plus, he was walked as well, because that came from a hit by pitch. Got that elbow of his earlier, and a couple close calls with him, but he's been toughening it out. And here's a pitch. It's going to be called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. What did you say Maddox's grade was again there, Chris? It's going to be popped up. We'll get that in a moment. In left field, they're going to be able to make the play. No, it's going to be fouled off.
He's a sophomore. The majority of these guys, sophomores and juniors. I think there's 6 or 7 sophomores on the staff and or on the roster, and 3 or 4 juniors and 2 seniors. So a pretty young team.
Building here from youth, and I'm assuming last year there was probably a decent-sized senior class they lost.
I think they lost 4, graduated 4, I think.
Normally that's how it goes. The underclassmen come in, and Delaney caused time for a second, but that does seem to be something that normally does happen at one point or the other, because you'll have a relatively older class, mainly upperclassmen, then the underclassmen have to step up here like this year, and that's going to be fouled off by Delaney.
Yeah, it's tough when you lose the core position players. You've lost 3 real solid baseball players right up the middle, center fielder, catcher, and pitcher, and replacing those good positions with underclassmen make it pretty tough. So
1-2 pitch by Delaney, and this is going to pop up. They're going to make the play over to second, but can they get to Delaney in time? They complete the double play.
Yep.
And that's going to be out number 2 and out number 3 as the Blue Devils sign is retired as we get ready to head into the top of the 6th inning. Still Ironton 11, Gallia Academy 3. First time in a while, no runs on either side. And we'll be back in just a moment here on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Galplis, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Galplis, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Galplis forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
11-3 is the score here, an 8-run lead for the Ironton Fighting Tigers, heading here into the top of the 6th inning. Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney here with you, and we were talking about errant balls hitting this fence by us a moment ago, Chris. We almost had one happen again.
Yeah, it's one of the potential downsides of being this close to the action is sometimes you get plunked, and thankfully we hadn't gotten hit today, but it can happen. This will be Baker.
It's going to be called ball 1. Foster into Baker, and talking about Baker here, the difference between Foster and Baker is Baker has been here the whole time pitching, and no signs of making a change with him.
No, and I wouldn't imagine they'd see anybody else coming into the 7th either. Baker's 1 for 3, and he's got an RBI on the day.
There's a 2-0 pitch. This is going to be a line drive by Baker. And is it going to be caught? No. Baker is going to get to first base, and that is where he'll stop. Baker with a single and a base hit.
Yeah, kind of tough play there. Dying ball the other way, fell in front of Heath Champlin there out and right. So
tried to dive in and get it, just couldn't get it in the glove there. So going to be a base hit.
Yep, and like I said, that's another, I don't know how many innings it's been, but the leadoff guy's on base, and they like to score.
Recurring theme here, and I would say almost from the very beginning here from Ironton.
And it brings up Ginger. He's 3 for 3 today, and he has smoked the ball every time.
Having a hard time putting up with him. And here's the pitch to Ginger, and this is going to be 4 for 4.
And he
Ginger
hit that
makes
ball
it to
hard,
first,
too.
and going to round over to second base. Runners could be on second and third if they make the play in time. No, he's going to be safe. Ginger safe at second. And this one continues. Runners on third and second base. And you were talking about 3 for 3, 4 for 4, and
Yes,
Ginger's
sir.
hits are just racking on.
And this middle of the lineup has just been murdering the pitching today. That brings up Hughes, and he is 2 for 3 today. So just hitting the ball everywhere.
No outs here. Hughes stepping up to the plate for Ironton. And the pitch by Foster to Hughes is going to be a little bit low. Called ball. Out of reach, 1 ball, no strikes. Should be the count. And this is going to be popped up over the head of Foster. Going to make it over to second base, and they finish the play at first. But that does bring a run home. And we're only now 1 away from the end of this one.
Well, the home team always has a chance to bat. So even if Ironton does go up by, if they
So
score
Gallia
3 or
will
4,
get the chance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if we were playing at Ironton and they scored
This would be
another
a-
run, yeah.
So it is now 3-12. Ironton with a 9-run lead. Still some room to work with for them as well. And there's going to be called strike 1. 1 down here for Ironton. Runner on third base. Back to that Cartman version of Poker Face again. He grounds over to Foster and gets it to first, and there's going to be another out.
There you go. Nice play. Looked Foster fielded it clean, looked the runner back, make sure he wasn't taking off from third to home, and then got the out at first. That's textbook right there. That's the way you're supposed to play it.
2 away for Ironton. First time since the fourth inning, since the fourth that Ironton has brought a run in. They went runless in the 5th, ending a long spell there for them. And that looks like it's fouled a little bit, clipped, but it's going to be 0-1 the
Yeah,
count.
that's Freeman in the box. He is 0 for 3 today.
Freeman, you haven't seen many Fighting Tigers here that have an O at the beginning of their
Right,
stat
there's
hitting-wise.
Freeman, but he has scored a run. I believe he must have reached on an error, I think. I'm not sure. And then Sutton is 0 for 3 on deck, too.
Steps out here talking things over with the coach, and that softball game continues over there. Wish I could have the score for it, but the thing is, like you were talking about, softball these days is so loud.
Yeah.
You can't really tell what exactly it's going, because it always sounds like it's a close game
Right.
over there, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you got to love the atmosphere. I will give them credit for that.
Yeah. It's not for everybody if they don't like the yelling and screaming, but.
If you're a fan of that, if you can get into it, it's a perfect place to be.
Right. Well, sometimes you got to go even if you don't want. When the daughter plays or whatever the case is. And my daughter plays softball, and I get over there, and they don't cheer like that quite as much, so it's tolerable for me.
The 0-1 pitch for Foster. That one a little too strong there. Going to be called ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count here.
Still got Ginger leading off third.
Here's a pitch, and there's going to be fouled back. 1-2. See what Foster can do here. 1 strike away from potentially retiring the side here for Ironton.
Hey, and I believe the sun has gone away, and we are running out of daylight, bud.
Yes, it is getting dark out here, and like so, we've already had one game here run out of daylight. Hopefully, it doesn't happen here, and that's going to be popped back up. It looks like that one hit the umpire again. Talk about a run of bad luck. They step out, and this is the second time this has happened to him tonight.
Off the mask.
off the mask, and he takes it off and pointing over, and they're laughing it off, and he's laughing it off. He's got a big old mile-long grin on his face. So he's okay. Talking about a couple close calls, though, for him.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back in, and again, he's all right. 9-run lead for Ironton. Runner on third here in the top of the sixth. Here's a pitch coming from Foster, and a swing and a miss. Strike three. A 9-run lead now for the Tigers. They bring in one more, and the Gallia Academy Blue Devils get ready to come up to bat here in the bottom of the sixth. 12-3 is the score here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in just a minute.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia for you.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Gallipolis.
12-3 is the score here, heading into the bottom of the sixth inning. Hayden Milliken, Chris Delaney here with you. And Chris, not only is the sun going down, the temperature continues to go down, and you finally pulled the jacket out.
Yeah, I had to put on the hoodie. I was getting a little chillish. I'm getting too old to walk around here with no shirt on.
Well, I was regretting it earlier because I came in, of course, with this long sleeve that I'm wearing. I came in, and, of course, the sun was scorching hot. But in the long run, it definitely worked out here as the temperature continues to drop here. I'd say it's dropped about a good 10, 15 degrees since we've been here, and that was with the sun out, and it was out good today. But overall, Chris, weather-wise, and again, we do have some weather potentially coming here, especially this weekend. But, you know, weather-wise, this has been one of the better games we've had in quite a while to actually play through it.
Yeah, it's not bad even with the sun going down, the temperature dropping. It's still tolerable. It's not freezing. You can put on a shirt or a coat or a hoodie and be all right. But we've got a new pitcher on right. Hughes, number 14, is on the mound for Ironton.
Working on the pitching change here, and he's been warming up. So coming in next for Gallia Academy, that's going to be Shockey, correct?
Yep, the line on Baker was 5 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all three earned. He struck out 5, and he walked 2.
Great game for him.
Yeah, not bad. When you come out and when you can control the offense of the opponent with the way his offense is hitting, it's hard to beat teams that way.
Who'd you say is up there now for him?
This is Shockey.
Shockey at bat, but I mean, who had the mound for Ironton?
Oh, this is Hughes, number 14, Hughes.
Hughes gets the first strike in to Shockey. 0-1 the count. Hughes seen some time up the bat as well here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The 0-1 pitch, and 2 straight strikes there. A couple good pitches here by Hughes to start off. 0-2 the count. Here comes Hughes' 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be fouled off. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Here to Nathan Shockey. Inning here, of course, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 12-3, and we've been talking about it. The sun is down, and it gets progressively darker, and like a lot of baseball fields, Chris, a majority of them in southern Ohio don't have one. One is in lights.
Right, that's correct. There's a few. You're starting to see a little bit more turf and a little bit more lights, but it's very expensive, and there's
VA comes to mind, but when you keep in mind that the Chillicothe Paints also play there, there's a pitch, and that's going to be fouled off. Of course, Gallia Academy got a chance to play under the lights this year, and Chris, I'm sure you were over there, but talking about their field, nice turf renovation this year for them.
Oh, yeah, the field looks great. It's just a great place to play. The kids love playing there. It's got that turf. It plays a lot faster. To get to play under the lights, that's their big thing, so it's great to get up there and even just play a couple games.
It's a great experience for fan and player alike.
Absolutely.
It'll be called ball, and fortunately for these Blue Devils, able to take part in that this year.
Yeah, that was the first year. I think it was the
It's the first pitch series, they call it over there. It's going to be a grounder by Shockey towards second base. Looks like he might be able. Oh, nice hustle play. And they're going to say he's safe nonetheless.
Yeah, that's a nice play just to make an effort there by that second baseman. Still beat it, or Shockey beat it by about a step, but that's, like I said, a really nice play there by second base.
One down, and coming up next for Gallia Academy, number 6. So that should be David Champlin. Champlin seeing his first at-bat here, substitute for Gallia Academy.
I think he came in for his brother Heath.
He did. Coming in place of Heath Champlin is still Champlin, but not the same Champlin.
Nope.
It's his twin brother, David.
Yeah, you can't really tell them apart. I've known them since they were about 3 or 4, and I still struggle. So.
Well, that's the big struggle with identical twins. I had a teacher in high school. He had an identical twin brother, and anytime I would bump into him at the grocery store, I'd say hi, thinking it was my teacher from school, but no, it was never him. It was always his twin brother who looked exactly like him.
Or maybe he could have just been avoiding conversation with you. You never know. He could.
Well, I wouldn't blame him if he did. 1-1 the count. Here to David Champlin, and sophomores for them, correct? Or
yes,
freshmen?
sir.
Sophomores.
Sophomore, yep.
A lot of sophomores every time, but David Champlin, a swing and a miss, and gets back over to first base. And that one rolled out, and maybe could have advanced on that.
Tried another one of those snap back to first base throws, and it wasn't quite there. Got in the dirt a little bit, but yeah, there's no freshman on the varsity team. I think, like I said, 6 sophomores. So yeah, it's a pretty young team, but even if they're young, we still have to be able to get through all the mistakes we make and stuff like that. So we got some work to do.
And the pitch to Champlin, gonna be a little low. Called ball. 2-2 evens out the count.
Yeah, I've touched on it a couple times, but the way Ironton plays, the way they hit the ball and hit the ball and hit the ball, you just can't give away free at-bats and free runs and expect to stay in the game with them, and it showed here.
The 2-2 pitch, and this has some air to it in the right field, and doesn't drop over and hits the foul territory. Close one there at the first baseline, but went behind the line here. Of course, from this angle, might look a little closer than it actually was.
Yeah.
But the count does remain 2-2 here to Champlin. And the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. And there's a strikeout. Coming in, brings one down.
That's going to bring Logan Kinney, number 37. He's coming in to bat. Looks like he's going to bat for Reese Toller and probably go in and play catcher next inning.
Trying to get some of these other boys some playing time, and saw a little bit of Logan Kinney when he played with time of the VA earlier when I was at that contest.
Yep.
And Kinney, of course, not on the traditional starting batting rotation this evening. Here is a substitute, and he steps up to bat here. 0 for 0, first time out here, and see what this young man here, Logan Kinney, can do with one down here for the Blue Devils, trailing by 9 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Logan's the kind of kid, he can put the ball in play. He's one of those guys you can play him 3 or 4 different places. He's the kind of guy that you just ask him to go play and he'll go do whatever he can for you.
And here comes the pitch, and this is going to be called strike on Logan Kinney down the middle. 0-1 the count here. Runner on first base for the Blue Devils. Been, at least it feels like a long bottom of the sixth inning here. Pitch coming to Kenny, and it's going to be called ball just a bit outside. Or, in homage to Bob Uecker, just a bit outside. 1-1 the count.
The late Bob Uecker, unfortunately.
Lost him, I believe, back in January. Probably one of the funniest individuals I think I have ever seen in my entire life. And there's going to be a fly ball in the right field. They're trying to make a play on it in foul territory, and no, they drop it.
Yeah, that's a long way to run for that second baseman.
Almost had that one reeled in.
Yep.
1-2 the count. You know, a story about Bob Uecker that I once heard, of course, he told it himself. So, of course, as a batter, as a player, he was not really known to be that remarkable of a player.
Right.
And they were playing the Dodgers, and of course, legendary Sandy Koufax was the pitcher at the time. And Uecker hit a home run off of him, and when Uecker was asked about it, he said he was afraid that would stop Koufax from being put in the Hall of Fame. We're talking about the same guy who once pitched a perfect game in Major League Baseball, and so I think that kind of cemented that guy's legacy. And
I don't think
called
that,
strike three to Kenny.
Yeah, I don't think that stopped him from getting in.
No, he's in.
Wishful thinking maybe by Mr. Uecker, but
another substitution coming in. This is it Brady Conley?
Brady Conley, number 12.
Brady Conley coming in. 2 down for the Blue Devils after that strikeout.
I'm not sure where he'll go in.
Yeah, they're starting to empty the dugout here with of course, there were 4 substitutes on deck, and 2 of them have seen some time here. Well, 3 of them, correct. The only one I've not seen out here yet is Luke Sisson.
Yeah, Brady's a junior. He plays first base a lot for us. Logan Drummond's over there today. But Coach Camden he'll shuffle stuff around. He'll play guys where he thinks they're going to perform for us. So
1-1 the count there, called strike to Conley. Looking over again, 1 Blue Devil on base here in the bottom of the 6th, and here's the 1-1 offering. Drops a little low. 2-1. Two down here for the Blue Devils, bottom of the 6th inning, for those just tuning in. Here's a pitch, and Conley pops it back and fouls. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Phenomenal camera work this evening by our stream crew. Got one all the way out in center field and then one back near us. Center field camera that they have, man, just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching him do his job when I should be helping you out, and I'm just amazed.
You're just in awe.
That's right.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Wizard of Oz over here, the man behind the curtain.
The great and powerful.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to inflate Wyatt's ego any here. And here's the pitch, and this is going to be popped down. It's going to be down the line by Conley. Is he going to make it over to first base in time? Yes. Conley on first, runner on second as well. So 2 on base for the Blue Devils.
Yep.
And how about this? Conley comes in for the first time. Brady does. Now he's 1 for 1 with a single.
Yes, sir. He rumbling down the line. I think maybe he's running backwards there one time, but he made it. So
continuing through the rotation.
Brings up Tyler Young. We're back to the top of the lineup here.
Tyler Young is in. Of course, played a few substitutes back-to-back here at Gallia Academy, but back here to one of the only 2 seniors.
Back to Tyler Young at the top of the lineup. And there you mentioned Luke Sisson. He's the only one on the card that hadn't been in. He's pinch running for Mr. Conley. So Luke Sisson, he's a junior. He's in the lineup today, right now.
So all of them getting to see some play time here this evening, and you'd love to see it.
Yep, Young's a 1 for 3 today. He's got a couple RBIs. And that one ball hit really well in the second inning.
2 down here, 2 on base for Gallia Academy. In, and pitcher steps out for a moment. Regroup it up here with the catcher, talking things over just for a second. Wonder what this is about.
Could be got a runner on second, so they might be just confirming that when he's calling pitches there, you'll see sometimes runners on second will try and steal the pitch. They'll see and they'll communicate to the batter and give him a heads up of what pitch is coming. So they'll change the way they call pitches around. He's probably just getting on the same page there.
Here comes the offering. This is going to be popped down the line. And see if they can make the play over to second off the fielder's choice, and they got it.
Yep. 3
outs for the Blue Devils, and we get ready to head here to the top of the 7th and final inning here with the Fighting Tigers coming up to bat up by 1. This is Gallia Academy Baseball on Total Media Sports, presented by Braden CDJR.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
12-3 is the score here heading into the 7th and final inning, and apparently I had said, Chris caught me on this, apparently I said that Ironton was up by 1. However, 8 phantom runs come in since then. No, just kidding. If you take a look over here, of course, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th innings, of course, runs produced for the Fighting Tigers and a great hitting performance.
Yep.
And Gallia Academy able to get a couple hits there in that last inning. However, still not bringing anyone in. Gallia Academy hasn't brought a run in since the 2nd.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for us. We can't string anything together. Like I said, Ironton's getting the leadoff guy on, seems like every inning, and he ends up coming around scoring in most of them, and we get guys on and we can't get them over and get them in. Like I said, the old saying, Marty and Joe, if you're a Reds fan, you always used to hear them say, get them on, get them over, get them in, and we are not doing that today.
You know, probably one of the biggest honors of my broadcasting career here.
And,
about that decade.
Not to interrupt, but I think they're going to call it for darkness.
Well, yeah, looks like we might have it here. But no, what I was going to say here for a moment is I actually got to meet Marty Brenneman one time. And I got to admit, that was probably the biggest honors of my career. And, yeah, we're not even going to have the 7th inning. We're already a 9-point deficit here, 9-run deficit, should I say. Ironton up 12-3, and of course running out of daylight here, so that is going to do it here tonight. So Ironton does pick up a win here and remains undefeated both in conference and non-conference, and I believe that is win number 4 for them in the OVC. So Ironton picks up a big win tonight, 12-3. Keep it locked in here on Total Media Sports. Chris and I will be back in just a moment to wrap it up with our final thoughts on Total Media Sports.
Looking for your next vehicle? Come to Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your trusted dealership in Gallia, Ohio. Whether you're cruising the highways or tackling tough terrain, Braden has the perfect Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram for you. Visit us at 252 Upper River Road, Gallia, Ohio, or call 740-853-5668. Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving Gallia forward.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got. You're watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpolis.
12-3, the final score here at Gallia Academy. The Ironton come into the bob and win here tonight, 12-3. Aiden Milliken and Chris Delaney here. First and foremost, Chris, for your first outing, man, you couldn't tell it.
Oh,
man,
well,
like I
thanks.
said, you hit it out of the park. Perfect game for you.
I appreciate that. Maybe I was just blowing off all that steam and having fun while I was doing it. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was nothing I expected to do. I got the call about 3:15, 3:30 today.
We had already showed up like, well, we had been talking about, finding somebody and came in like, hey, why not? And like, Chris Delaney, huh? And again, you did phenomenal here. So, Chris, I know you got some stats here on Game Changer before we take it home again. Ironton wins here. They did not do the 7th inning because run out of daylight, but 12-3 the final. But go ahead, Chris, what do you got?
Yeah, the final line score for Ironton was they had 12 runs on 13 hits with 1 error, and Gallia Academy only had 3 hits on 8 hits. But the backbreaker was the 5 errors that they committed today. So you can't talked about it all day, but you can't keep making those mistakes and expect to stay in the game. Pitching for Gallia Academy, Heath Champlin threw 3 innings, gave up 8 hits, gave up 10 runs, and only 2 of them were earned. So you take those 8 runs away, that's a completely different ball game. And he had 1 strikeout and 1 walk, and Matthew Foster came in. He threw 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of those earned and had a strikeout. And then for Ironton, Baker, through the lion's share, he had 5 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. All of those were earned. He struck out 5 and walked 2. Hughes came in. He threw an inning, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 2.
So those are some of the final stats here. I'd like to shout out our stream crew, our camera operators as well. We got Wyatt Martin running the stream, had Shelby White and Jimmy McCormick running the cameras. Also Dylan Hoyler here with us this evening. So again, the final score here from Gallia Academy, Ironton 12, Gallia 3. For Chris Delaney, this is Aiden Milligan saying good night and God bless.
Thanks for watching Gallia Academy Sports, presented by Braden Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Galpalip.